They built vast cities from stone. They mastered architecture, astronomy, and mathematics, long before modern science was born. But then, they vanished, gone without a trace. Their temples collapsed, their people scattered, their knowledge lost to time. What if some of them were more advanced than we imagined? What if we're only now beginning to understand what they truly left behind? History is written by survivors, but what about those who disappeared? Throughout the world, mighty cultures rose, flourishing in science, art, and power, only to collapse in silence. No one knows exactly why. Was it war, climate change, natural disaster, or something we still don't understand? Even today, satellites reveal strange outlines beneath jungle canopies. Desert sands shift to uncover buried temples, and divers stumble upon cities long lost beneath the waves. With every discovery, we realize we are not the first to master technology, not the first to build monumental cities, and maybe not the first to fall. From the jungles of Central America to the frozen steppes of Asia, from golden deserts to the depths of the sea, we search for the truth behind the fall of four lost civilizations: the Maya, the Indus Valley Civilization, the ancient Khmer Empire, the mysterious Sea Peoples. Their rise was epic, their fall tragic, and their secrets may still be buried beneath our feet. Deep in the rainforests of Central America lie the remains of one of the most sophisticated civilizations of the ancient world, the Maya. They built monumental cities: Tikal, Palenque, Copan. They developed a writing system, complex calendars, and accurate astronomical predictions. By the 6th century AD, their cities were vibrant centers of life and culture. But by the 9th century, something changed. The great cities of the southern lowlands were abandoned. Temples were left to crumble. The jungle began to swallow their achievements whole. What caused the collapse? Historians now believe it was a perfect storm of calamities. Prolonged droughts, resource overuse, internal warfare between city-states, and widespread famine. The elites struggled to maintain control. Commoners lost faith, and a once glorious culture dissolved. Some scholars now suggest the Maya collapse may also be tied to their spiritual beliefs. As the environment deteriorated, rulers performed more elaborate rituals, desperate to appease the gods. They built bigger temples, sacrificed more lives. But the rains didn't return, and the people began to question their leaders. Though the cities fell silent, the Maya people endured. Today, over 6 million Maya descendants live in Mexico and Central America. They preserve ancient customs, languages, and even agricultural practices. Their legacy lives on, not in ruins, but in resilience. What they left behind is both breathtaking and haunting. Long before Rome, Greece, or even Egypt reached their peak, another civilization thrived along the banks of the Indus River. The Indus Valley Civilization, or Harappan Civilization, flourished from 2600 to 1900 BCE. Covering modern-day Pakistan and northwest India, it was one of the most advanced societies of its time. Their cities, like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, were marvels of urban planning. Grid layouts, advanced drainage, standardized bricks. They had no kings, no massive monuments, no apparent armies. And yet they thrived. Then they vanished. Trade ceased. Cities were abandoned. And their script, never fully decoded, went silent. What happened? Theories abound. Climate change. The monsoon shifted. Rivers dried up. Earthquakes may have altered the Indus River's course. gradual economic and agricultural decline weakened their system. Some speculate invasion, though evidence is thin. What's most shocking about the Indus civilization? Its lack of war. No weapons, no battle scenes, no signs of large-scale conflict. They may have achieved something humanity still struggles with: large-scale cooperation without coercion. Recent studies using climate modeling suggest a dramatic weakening of the summer monsoon system. The once thriving rivers became unreliable, and without predictable water, agriculture faltered, causing communities to disperse. A culture so advanced, yet so humble. No kings, no empires, just highly organized, peaceful urban life. Maybe that's why we struggle to imagine them. Their greatness wasn't carved in stone, it was built in silence. Their disappearance remains one of archaeology's greatest mysteries. In the heart of Southeast Asia, deep in the Cambodian jungle, rises a temple so vast and majestic, it once stood as the largest religious monument on Earth. This was Angkor Wat, the crown jewel of the Khmer Empire. At its height in the 12th century, the Khmer ruled over much of modern-day Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. Their engineering was astonishing. Irrigation systems, reservoirs, canals. They transformed an unforgiving landscape into a flourishing empire. But in the 15th century, the great city of Angkor was abandoned. Why? Scholars believe multiple factors played a role. Extreme droughts, followed by devastating monsoons, environmental mismanagement that collapsed their complex water systems. Invasion from Siam, Thailand, weakened the capital. And possibly internal political struggles that shattered unity. Imagine it, a city built on precise water engineering, then struck by 2 decades of erratic weather. Drought cracked the reservoirs. Monsoons tore apart canals. With the water system broken, the city starved. The Khmer were not only engineers, they were artists and spiritual visionaries. Angkor Wat is aligned with celestial patterns. Its towers mimic the peaks of Mount Meru, the center of the universe in Hindu cosmology. Their temples weren't just places of worship, they were cosmic blueprints. The jungle slowly reclaimed the city. Temples were swallowed by roots and moss. Silence replaced the voices of kings and priests. French explorers stumbled upon Angkor's overgrown ruins in the 1800s, like something from a dream. It was as if an entire civilization had simply melted into the jungle. Today, it stands as both a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a reminder of how even the mightiest can fall. Around 1200 BCE, the ancient world trembled. From the Aegean to the Levant, empires collapsed. Cities were burned. Trade routes shattered. Palaces turned to ash. Historians call this the Bronze Age collapse, a sudden and violent end to multiple great powers. At the heart of it, an enigmatic force known only as the Sea Peoples. They appeared without warning. They left destruction in their wake. Even Ramesses III of Egypt, one of the most powerful pharaohs, wrote of their terror. But who were they? No one knows for sure. Theories suggest they were displaced warriors from the Aegean, mercenaries turned invaders, migrant populations fleeing famine or war, a confederation of pirates, raiders, and outcasts. Their true origin remains a mystery. What is known is their impact: the fall of the Hittite Empire, the sacking of Ugarit, the weakening of Egypt. They didn't build a lasting civilization. They weren't a kingdom, but they shattered the known world and then vanished into history. The Bronze Age collapse reshaped the map. Mycenaean Greece fell, The Hittite capital vanished. Trade between empires halted. Writing systems disappeared. It was a civilizational reset, and the sea peoples were its mysterious agents. Rameses III depicted them in dramatic reliefs: long ships, horned helmets, organized ranks. They weren't just raiders, they were coordinated, possibly armed coalitions from collapsing homelands. Today, many historians believe the sea peoples were the human face of a deeper crisis: overpopulation, resource depletion, climate volatility. They were not conquerors. They were refugees, turned warriors. Whatever the truth, they remind us that sometimes the fall comes from the shadows. The ruins remain, but the people are gone. Stone speaks, but only in whispers, from the Maya to the Harappans, from Angkor's towers to the nameless sea peoples. These civilizations rose with brilliance and ambition and fell to forces both seen and unseen. Their stories warn us, their beauty humbles us, and their mysteries still echo beneath our cities, our forests, our oceans. We see their ruins and wonder how they fell. But maybe the better question is, how did they rise so high? In their brilliance, we see ourselves. In their downfall, perhaps our future. Because no civilization, no matter how great, is immune to time, nature, or its own ambition. If you're fascinated by ancient mysteries and forgotten empires, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. Which of these civilizations would you visit if you could step back in time? And remember, the past isn't gone. It's just waiting to be uncovered.